Good morning, headmaster, teachers, and students. It is my honor to be on stage to share with you today. When I was invited to deliver a speech in the morning assembly, I have no idea on what to say. But then one day, when I saw the time capsule hung at the main entrance, it reminded me that I could share with you my thoughts about time. The time capsule at the main entrance was designed and made by me 4 years ago, though it seems to me it was just finished last week. Time is an interesting matter. You can be aware of its existence only after it passed you by. And memory is the only thing remained. Today I would like to share with you my thoughts about time. Maybe you are still young and think you still have plenty of time to spend. But allow me to make a simple calculation here on how much time you have in hand. Assuming you are now 15 and you can live to 85, that means you have 70 years to go. Every day you spend 10 hours in bathing, eating, and sleeping, and deducting this from a 24-hour day, that means you will have 365 days times 70 years, plus 17 days for the lab years, and then you multiply by 14 hours, and having a total of 357,938 usable hours in your lifetime. And for the next 10 years, you need to carry on with your studies. The usable time you will have will be 365 days times 10, plus 2 days for the lab years, and then you multiply by 14 hours, and making a total of 51,128 hours. Assume you spend 10 hours a day attending school or participating in extracurricular activities. For 200 days each academic year, your studying time will be 200 days times 10 years, and then you multiply by 10 hours. That means 20,000 hours. By deducting this from your usable time, you will only have 31,128 hours free time. After graduation, say you will start your career up to 60 years old. Assuming you spend 10 hours a day and 250 days a year at work for 40 years, by applying the same formula, you will have a total of 64,540 hours free time. In other words, from age 15 to your retirement age at 65, you have a total of 95,668 hours free time. Boys, a lifetime of 95,668 free hours, 95,668個小時. Is it enough? Will it be better you plan how to use your time effectively and meaningfully now? It seems that you will have 95,668 hours free time to use in the next 50 years. However, this is only the most simple and optimistic situation. Apparently, things will never happen in such a linear scale. In our daily lives, things always happen out of our expectation. When you are getting old, many unexpected issues may happen which will occupy your free time. Say, for instance, traffic jam, flight delay, accident, sickness, dating girlfriends, taking care of your family members, overtime working, and many others. These will consume your free time without any notice. You may ask why I'm so serious about time. Let me share with you my experience in making the time capsule, as I just mentioned. In mid-September year 2009, our former headmaster, Mr. Terence Chang, asked me to design a time capsule for the 140th anniversary. Out of my tight teaching and administrative schedule, I knew I have to use my free time to make the design. 2 weeks later, when I almost finished my draft, Mr. Terence Chang asked me to see him in his office with an old boy. They showed me a shield, and the old boy told me the shield was a memento made in 1969 for the central anniversary celebration. I was told to redesign the time capsule by using the shield as the core material. So I spent another 2 weeks to redesign the time capsule, and I showed them my work in mid-October. Mr. Terence Chang and the old boy liked the design, and they asked me to start making it. However, nightmare began. As my design was based on the thought that it would be made by a professional, I spent 1 whole week to fine-tune the design so that it could be realized in a D&T workshop. When I started making the time capsule, it was already November. And at that time, I have to help organize 3 major school events. The school fair to be held on 8th of November, the Woodstock Homecoming Concert on 14th of November, and the ceremony for the presentation of the time capsule on 28th of November. Things always happened beyond our imagination, as I have said before. I was so lucky that all the D&T teachers backed me up whenever I was tied up. By using up all my free time, fortunately, the time capsule was completed on 27th of November 2009, 1 day before the ceremony. When I look at the time capsule today, I can still remember how it consumes my every minute, and how I have consumed my colleagues' time and intruded their time frames, as they needed to take care of my lessons whenever I was not available. And that's one more thing I hope you can learn. Unless you live all alone, your time is not always in your own hands. Boys, it is high time for those who keep on sleeping during lesson and indulge in playing computer games to rethink how to use your time. Plan your time and use it wisely when you still can. You know what? Since you were born, the countdown of your life started. It may jump to an end without any clue or indication, as life is so unpredictable. A poet once said, killing time is not a murder, it is a suicide. It means by wasting time, you may not hurt others, but would harm yourselves. Boys, no one can have any say in how you use your time, because it is your time. But remember, don't leave any regret, for you only live once. I would be glad if I could somehow inspire you this morning, because 10 minutes have gone already, which means I have just used 10 minutes in my lifetime and have entered a 10-minute time frame of yours. I really hope this is meaningful to both you and me. That's what I want to share today. Thank you.